And I used to do that in Texas. So.
All right, well, we're live, so do what you want to do.
Got it.
Oh, should I record as well for the audio?
I got it.
Go into your page, Heather. I'll share out.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Wednesday night ER Shred Come Alive call. Let me close this out before I get my feedback. All right, so we should be live on Facebook. I'm going to go fix the privacy because the book face just loves me. To make sure everybody can see this, if you want to go to my wall to share it beyond that, please do. Heather Seco Leonard. All right, everything is up and running, and I am excited to be here tonight. My name is Heather Seco Leonard, Chief Shreducator, as I like to call it, head of the ER Shred Board, my favorite night of the week, because I am coming to you with stories and testimonials of the ER Shred protocol. And this is one of my favorite nights of the week because we can see how many lives are constantly impacted by the ER Shred. One of the things I want to, and actually I'm going to go to the gallery so everyone can be here. A couple of things I want to share. There was no Shredders Living the Shredder Life call last night. Our ambassador, Mr. Jesse James Jamnick, is on vacation with family time, which, as a reminder, the board does have families and they do have other jobs. This is not our job. We volunteer to do this because we choose to, and we are here to love and support you, but there will be times that we will be stepping back. So just be mindful of that and aware of that. So we are happy that Jesse is spending that family time. We know how important that is, but he will be back with us shortly. I know he wants to talk to us more about some protein and dig into more stories a little bit deeper onto what living the shredder life looks like. I want to announce for those of you who are ready to share the shred and bring other people along with you on your journey, our other ambassador, Mr. Bob Sidwright, will be live tomorrow night in our Shredders Unite Biz group with Rick and Natasha Whedon, sharing their story about building the business around the ER Shred protocol. So I'm excited to announce that that will be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. My gear is vintage shred gear, but we do have t-shirts, hats, aprons, right? All available. That is the ER Shred Gear store. So if you go www.ershredgear.com, you will be able to get that. That is available in Guide 4 in the Facebook community. For those of you watching from somebody's page because they have shared this story, please join us on Facebook, www.ershredders.com. A reminder, we don't treat, cure, prevent diseases. We are just a nutritional protocol. And that being said, let's get to the reason we're here, and that's the stories. And so first of all, I would like to invite Miss Vera to unmute if she knows how. And are you
Gallery?
There you are. Let's see, we got some background. Vera, are you out there?
I am.
There you are. Vera, can you pronounce your last name for me, please?
Argiro.
Argiro. I did not want to butcher that. That's why I didn't even attempt. Welcome, Vera. Where are you calling in from?
Pennsylvania, outside of Pittsburgh.
Nice. East Coast representing. I'm loving it. And who shared ER Shred with you?
Nicole Berger.
Nicole Berger, and she's going to be here next week sharing an update for us, which I am excited about. And you beat her to it.
Awesome.
So that's fantastic. And before we get into your story, what's something you're passionate about?
Well, I love kids. Actually, I was Nicole's nanny for 3 years, and I just went to Iowa to help with the kids, and that's when I did my first shred with her.
Okay, so you were with her.
So Nicole introduced me to, I was with her, so we got to do it together.
That's awesome. That's so exciting. So it's always better to do it when you're in person. So nannying, you like the little ones? How old do you usually nanny through?
Usually six, 7. Yeah, the younger ones.
The younger ones.
So
God bless you. I worked infant toddler
Yeah.
for a little while, and that was
And
enough for me.
yeah, I love kids. I've been taking care of kids on and off since I was 11. So I'm a caregiver at heart, and I like photography. I'm getting back into working out, which I used to train all the time in my 20s and 30s. And I quit drinking alcohol 9 years ago. And Nicole had been talking to me about Isagenix. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I can afford it. I don't know. And okay, my grocery bill went down because I'm not buying all the other stuff. So yeah, you can afford it because you're not buying all the crap and everything in the middle of the store. I don't go in the middle of the store to shop for anything. So that's been a nice change. And I feel great. I have struggled through menopause, and I have thyroid issues. I had adrenal fatigue issues. So I have noticed that I don't have the brain fog that I had. I am feeling more energized. Now I had the second shred it was good, but I felt like weak. I didn't feel as energized as I did my first one. I'm not sure why. I don't think I was eating enough protein. But I'm on my first cleanse day of my third shred right now, and I feel great. I'm trying the mango cleanse, which was really good today, and it's been harder. This third shred has been like I had to really focus on getting in here and working out. I've been meditating a lot more and just trying to stay positive throughout this new journey. I'm pretty excited.
So a couple of things I want to point out right away. We have not talked about any weight or inches lost. You've talked about brain fog going away, energy, getting back to the gym, working on meditation and working on mindset. That's the stuff that matters. That's the stuff that excites me. That's what you're bringing. It wasn't about, like, your shred wasn't defined by how many inches and pounds you lost. That's fabulous. To come here and share your story.
Well, I lost 23 pounds since June 6th. And then I gained like 3 pounds back. And I'm like, okay. So I was really watching my culprits, things that were not agreeing with me between this second, third shred. And just really trying to stay in a good frame of mind and stay on track, not cheat. And so I had gained 3 pounds back. Now I'm back to where I was.
I want to interrupt you before you continue because I want you to change your vocabulary. Okay. It's not cheat. Okay. We don't use that. It is you're talking mindfulness, okay. You're talking meditation. It's right. A treat when you make a choice to eat something, right? When it's a cheat, okay, yeah. There's a negative mindset, which is where you can spiral. But if you choose to treat yourself to a cookie, it's a conscious choice for a treat, and then you're right back where you need to go. That language can make a difference.
Exactly.
So I wanted to interrupt that language and make you aware of it, because I think based on what you've already been sharing in this little time we've chatted, I can already hear you're working on that. So
yes,
something
definitely.
else you said right off the bat. You said your grocery bill went down. What?
It did. It certainly did, because I'm buying less of the stuff I do not need to be eating to be more healthy. Staying out of the middle of the grocery store is huge, because that's where all the box stuff is and all the, the junk, and staying with the meats and the vegetables and the fresh stuff. So yeah. And fresh eggs, I get them right down the road here. And
isn't that the best?
Just trying. It is the best. And I feel great. Like, this has been, I wish I hadn't waited so long to start doing the shakes and, be a part of Isagenix, because it's really been amazing that I haven't been hungry and I haven't had food cravings. I don't crave sugar. I don't even really crave snacks and stuff anymore. It's amazing that I'm like, I really didn't eat that much today. Ate a little more protein. I just don't feel hungry. That's what has been the most surprising thing to me.
So, do you see me like trying
Eating
to
less
control
and
myself
not
from not
feeling
cheering every time you say something because I'm just so excited for you? A couple of things that I want you to be mindful of based on some of the things you shared. You're saying this third shred's a little bit harder. So one, keep in mind the weather, because the humidity has been daunting on my body. I feel that. So I know that I'm feeling a little bit lower energy on some of those really thick days. I know you said you were going through menopause and dealing with some issues, but those hormones are still kind of wonky, I think. So that could be part of it based on where you are within a cycle of hormones. I talked about that a little bit on Monday, how that impacted me personally. Granted, I'm in a different phase of that, but it's still something to be mindful of when you're feeling that energy shift. But just journal it, because maybe you'll be able to pinpoint that something's happening, or maybe it's still within where that cycle was as you're working through that stage. Journaling might help you, but watch the amped hydrate and watch the salt because of the electrolytes. And as you said, you're not necessarily hungry all the time, but you might want to try and look in journal at how that day is lining up, because you might want to try and sneak a little bit more protein in there to give you a little bit more to keep you going. So that's just some feedback based on what I'm hearing you say, because I'm excited. I heard cravings went away. How does that feel? How were your cravings before ER Shred?
I always wanted to eat. I just wanted more. Like, okay, if you're eating sugar and then the sugar goes away, you're like, you want more. You want more of this and more of that and chips or whatever. And it's amazing to me how much better my body feels and my clarity of my mind is, because having thyroid issues, the later stages of menopause, and the adrenal fatigue, that brain fog and the adrenal fatigue and the emotional roller coaster somewhat has been my biggest problems with dealing with menopause. And my thyroid, I think I can't wait to get my blood work done in August, because I got blood work done right before I went out of town to Iowa. And so I'm kind of excited to see what my numbers are.
Oh, I'm excited.
So,
I'm excited for you, because I have a feeling based on hearing the improvement in the gains you've already made, your doctor's going to be like, all right, what'd you do? That's what they're going to do.
Exactly.
I'm
really
excited. And you're like, I ate red meat. I ate butter. I ate eggs from down the road. And I enjoyed it.
And speaking of butter in my coffee, that I've always been kind of a con leche, Cuban coffee, the creamer, all the whole coffee stuff. And I was a little unsure about the butter in my coffee thing, but it's really good, except if you let it get cold and you forget and you take a drink and the butter's like, that's a good thing, but yeah.
Have you seen the butter challenge in the group? Have you seen us when we go a little nutty?
The what?
The butter challenge. Have you seen us when we go a little bit nutty?
No, I haven't seen that. I'm not sure what you're seeing.
My little buddy wants to bring back the butter challenge, where we literally just eat the butter. Doesn't matter. Just eat it. If it's salad,
the butter
just do it and
is
eat
so
it.
good.
So delicious. Why not?
The Kerrygold. It's good. It is. So that is one thing I thought I would really, really struggle with, is not having all that flavored creamers and sugar and foamy milk. And I have noticed the dairy, not having the dairy has really made my stomach feel better.
I agree with you.
I mean, the milk and the other dairy stuff.
Have you explored any other dairy options as your culprits, or no? Have you explored into any of that, the hard cheeses?
Actually, I've been getting the grass-fed shredded cheese if I want to have a little bit of something like that on my eggs.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to kind of stay away from dairy except for the milk. I mean,
Yeah.
the butter.
Yeah. So raw
So
milk is a
I,
good one. I would say if you're gonna do a cheese, get it and shred it yourself so you avoid all the stuff they do to keep it from caking. Just something to think about.
okay.
Because they do have blocks of
Okay.
Kerrygold cheese or grass-fed cheese, and then get that upper body workout in, grate a little bit of it yourself fresh,
Right.
because you never know what they sneak in to keep it from caking. So I get it though, it's easier that way, but just something to think about. I personally can't do hard cheeses. I can't do dairy cheese. I'm good with goat cheese.
Yeah, I've never really been one to like slice up cheese and have the cheese and the
Just need it in your eggs.
meat things and a whole bunch of that. Yeah, just a little on my eggs is normally, when I eat it. So
But it is cleanse day 1 of shred number 3. So obviously you're going to keep going. Like
yes.
in 2 months, you've lost 20 pounds.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Ladies in
Yes.
menopause losing 20 pounds in 2 months. Can we just celebrate that for a second? Like that
It
is
has been a
shred warrior right
celebration
there.
for sure.
So I am.
Well,
like
I kind of got into a not eating a lot of big meals, going, running, doing, and then I get hungry late. So this has been really perfect to have the shake, to replace the meal, and then the protein, and then the shake. So it's been enough, which I didn't think it would be enough, but it has been. And my second shred, I don't think I had enough protein. And so then I was kind of wanting to eat more between my shred. So I had gained 3 pounds back, and I'm like, okay. And I've been writing down what I put back in and what didn't agree with me. So I'm trying to stay on top of it and just, listen to my body, which is one thing I could keep hearing, listen to your body. So
that's exactly what it is.
being more in tune with my body and myself is when you tend to care for everybody else and then you're like, okay, I'm tired, it's exhausting to care for everybody else and then put yourself last is so not fair.
And the other thing you need to remember is, as they always say, you can't pour from an empty cup. Who is going to take care of everybody else when you're down? So you have to take care of you to be able to be there. Put your own oxygen mask on first. That's why you're doing this, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You put your oxygen
and
mask
I'm
on.
loving it. So
is there anything else on your heart you want to share tonight?
Well, I've enjoyed the ER Shred page. I've enjoyed listening to everybody's journey and watching their gains. It's been very inspiring.
Awesome. You, my friend, are a shred warrior. Let's put up those swords, and we appreciate you. And I want to personally thank you for coming on and being brave. I know you had concerns earlier today to come on this call and share with us, and you did great. And I know that you've inspired others. So thank you for coming on and sharing your story. We appreciate you.
Well, thank you for having me. It was pretty easy, actually. I've enjoyed the call so much.
Thank you. All right, Miss Sarah O'Bannon coming up on her 6-month shred-iversary. What's up, Miss Sarah?
Hello. How are you doing?
Hello. How are you?
I am doing very, very, very well.
I know you are. So just a reminder before we get chatting, where are you calling in from?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha, Nebraska. And who shared ER Shred with you?
I heard about it from a few people, but Patricia Maggi Pinto is the one that finally got a link that worked and found the group.
So you found us through Miss Patricia. Awesome. And what are you passionate about?
I am passionate about music. rock music, particularly Heart, which is where I went like 2 weekends ago to see Nancy Wilson play in Palm Springs. And I also play guitar, and I'm very passionate about race walking and getting back into it. I was a national coach and semi-elite walker in the 90s.
Awesome, awesome. So, Miss Sarah, you have been showing up for our community, but for those who are watching on YouTube or watching on somebody else's Facebook page, because people are sharing this out, give us an update. 6 months living the Shredder life. How's it going?
So yeah. So, I mean, I came into the shred a hot mess. I had gained 85 of the 100 pounds I had lost on the 30-day plan. And because of COVID, mostly long haul COVID, I had barely moved for a year and a half. So that was my first challenge. Was you were inspiring me. I kept seeing your post about got to move 10 minutes a day. And I couldn't do all 10 minutes at once to start in February. When I started, I think I'm like day 144 or so of my doing at least a mile a day streak, but I couldn't do it. So I would do 5 minutes inside marching, and then I do another 5. And then I try to build it a little until I knew I needed to be able to do at least 15 minutes concurrently before I could even think of stepping outside, because I'm going to fall over if I step outside. So I started building, but it was then Tony and his challenge. I set some goals. So I think I'd only hit maybe a mile, my most. And so I set increments for each week. So I had 1.5 miles, 2 miles, 2.5, and then 3. But Kathy got me really inspired. So I jumped right from 2 to 3 on Sunday night and hit my goal early. I am signed up for a 5K in the end of September for a friend of mine's child. She's also Isagenix, and I want to be able to nail that. I know now I also need to have some base miles. So I need to get my long walk up to about 6 miles once a week for my long walk in order to do a good 5K. And I need to add some speed work. So that's what's coming next. But one of the things, I mean, I'm down. I'll talk about, I lost the brain fog. I lost all the swelling in my body. I was swollen all over. And I got my energy back. But I've lost 55 pounds. I can't even imagine the inches. The sizes are just dropping. I actually feel smaller at this weight than I was last time I was at this weight. But here's the biggie, which was yesterday. I went to the doctor Monday for my annual physical. And while I'd gotten my blood pressure down when I was at pretty much at goal weight, I had not matched that blood pressure since. So that was since 2020. I had not matched that blood pressure. And despite getting my A1C down then, my cholesterol was still off the charts. And my doctor was all over me about my cholesterol. So when I jumped into this, I was sort of like, I'm going to trust you all. I kept watching what Bob Seabright said about his results. I kept watching everybody. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take a leap of faith and do this food protocol. And hopefully my cholesterol isn't going to get worse. And my doctor, so my blood pressure was 116/62. And my doctor's office called me yesterday to tell me, your cholesterol is way down. Everything's looking great. We are so happy with you. I mean, I haven't seen any of the particular numbers. I'm still waiting for them to post it online, but I am just so psyched about, my dad had congestive heart failure and diabetes, and all of that's hereditary. So this is huge in my family, but this is the first time he isn't trying to push a statin on me. So it's been a journey. I mean, it's been tweaking things too. Jesse's been great messaging me. And one of the things he's got me up to is my goal is still to hit 150. So I'm doing about 150 grams of protein a day on the days I eat. I'm adding Isopro into my shakes. And that's exciting. Culprit wise, I love cheese. When I'm on maintenance, I do cheese, I do dill pickles. I've got sauerkraut to try this time. And one of the things I do, I love liver, which I know I should eat more of, but I won't eat it without onions. So Friday night, I've already got my liver ready, and I'll be slicing up some Vidalia onions, putting that all. You cook the onions in the pan with some butter, lay the liver out on top, and then once it gets a little firm, flip it, and it makes its own gravy, just the butter, onions, and liver, and it is the best thing in the world. So, I mean, the way I'm eating, and I've got a relationship with my rancher who does all these grass-fed alfalfa meats now. I mean, this is so not me. I get up on Saturdays to go to the farmer's market now. I'm just like, but the walking thing has been huge. I also shared another little thing, just pro tip. I couldn't figure out why my calves were hurting for months and months and months. And then, I mean, I was in pain. And turns out when you're down with COVID and you have body changes, and also remember, I was disabled for 4 years before I even started Isagenix. I was walking with a cane. Turns out my feet went from high arches to low arches. And getting that little diagnosis and getting some orthotics just made walking pleasant. So if a sport or something you're doing is not pleasant for you, you need to look into the reasons why. Am I using the right equipment? Am I doing the right things? Because walking shouldn't be an unpleasant thing. And so I just wanted to throw that out at everybody. But anyhow, you can go ahead.
So you see, like I'm giving you your space to talk because you have so much to share, but you also see how excited I am. Like I've had goosebumps several times with what you shared. I'll start from the end and work my way back. I love that you shared your awareness that something was off with your body and it needed to look deeper into it, and you found out it was your orthotics and that you needed to change that. Like, who would have thought that awareness would have been there a little while ago? You know, our bodies are constantly shifting, and as we lift different, as we move different, we need to be aware. And the empowerment that we have to listen to our bodies, which Vera was just sharing that she heard, it's telling us messages for a reason. And I find that, like, I love that you are empowered and in tune to hear that. I want to jump back to the beginning of your journey where you were committed, right? You're like, it's 11 days and I'm committed. And we do say move 10 to 20 minutes a day. And you couldn't do that, but you found a way. It wasn't necessarily the 10 minutes at a time, but you found your way. And now you're out there hitting 3 miles ahead of your goal. Congratulations. That is like you and Kathy Bowes, with everything you've been sharing during this 25-day challenge of coming live and telling us your stories. Like, I might not comment every time because life is life, but I do watch and listen, and I might be listening in the car, and I just like get goosebumps with how much you have gained life back.
It's huge for me. Walking was such a joy, and having it taken away from me in 2015. I still have nerve damage in my right leg. So, but through strength training, it doesn't buckle anymore. But I mean, literally, my doctor told me when I had this surgery, he goes, well, you know, without the surgery, you would have been in a wheelchair with a catheter for life because the spinal damage caused bladder damage. And I was determined then. And when I walked into my first meeting of Isagenix with the girl who sponsored me in 2019, I hobbled in with my cane. And that's how they remembered me, was really obese, hobbling with a cane. And it took me, I started doing water aerobics, and then it had meaning. This weekend, I went back to the gym where it all started. And that was a gym where I did 1 lap at a time. And I trusted the gym because if I started to fall, I could grab onto the rails. Mm-hmm. They have an indoor track with rails.
Mhm.
So that was the one, while it was 100 degrees out, I decided, no, Sarah's just gonna go round and round on the indoor track. But I determined, I mean, it took me about 2 months, and then using the treadmill, I would do the treadmill and I'd hold on to the sides of the treadmill to be able to walk until I could get my legs strong enough to walk. So losing that again, because I was feeling the buckling in January. I had no stamina. Losing it again for a second time, just when I was doing so well, coming back. I mean, I had my heart set on some races, was huge, and the shred gave me that back. I don't think I'll ever be as fast as I once was.
Never say never.
You never know. I mean, I was state champion of Florida. I got to train at the Olympic Training Center in Lake Placid, New York, and Maine. We would run the summer race walking camps. But, just coming back, and there's a lot of seniors that do, and I'm getting in that senior age, a lot of seniors that do race walking and people that are still out there in state games. So I'm competitive. I want to go back out and compete. And the fact that my cholesterol's down, my blood pressure's down, my heart rate is doing great on my walks. I got my polar monitor here. I can't wait to see the possibilities. I can't wait to see what's going to happen by my 1-year anniversary. And I think that's the thing. Kathy's got me inspired. 10K is a fine difference. And by the way, Kathy, my best, I think 5K, 10K, I used to be able to do 54 minutes. And then my best half marathon was 2 hours, 10 minutes. Walking.
You got this.
But I don't think I'm going to be that fast. As I said, I used to do 5Ks at about an 8-minute mile clip. So,
And
yeah.
you said you can't wait to see the possibilities.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
happy.
older now, so I'm not going to be that as fast, but who knows what I can do at my age.
But that's the thing, and your possibilities are endless. And I am so honored and excited to be on this journey with you. And I want to thank you for how you show up for our community. You are one of our warriors, 6 months in, living the shredder life, and we completely appreciate you and all that you have been doing and how you show up for us. Is there anything else on your heart you want to share?
Just anybody who's holding back and thinking about it or listening on this call, give it a shot. Don't prejudge it. I mean, like me with the cholesterol, and that's the one thing I hear. I know I work with Isabel a lot, and I know she hears it. And honestly, that leap of faith and that happening to me, it's like you can just point to me and say, take the leap of faith, get some blood results after. You're going to be amazed at what happens within your body.
Right. We don't treat, cure, prevent anything. And
Nope.
We always say work with your MDs when you have these concerns, but results are results.
But food is, as Sean said, food is nutrition, and that steak and that butter and those eggs and oh my God, that bacon is nutrition, and it is helping heal my body.
There you go, my friend. You are a shred warrior. We appreciate you for coming on. So happy I got to talk to you tonight. Thank you, Miss Sarah O'Bannon. All right, our 1-year shred-iversary, Miss Kathy Martinez.
I must unmute myself.
You did unmute yourself.
I did it. I worked the unmute button on a Zoom meeting. Go figure.
I want to personally say thank you for my special gift. I love it.
You're welcome.
My hydration has been on point because of Miss Kathy Martinez. Because I am so proud of my cup. I use it everywhere.
It's a gorgeous cup.
It
sparkles like you do, my friend.
I love it. All right, before we get into our chit chat, where are you calling in from?
I am from Pueblo, Colorado.
Pueblo, Colorado. And who shared your shred with you?
My friend Gina Timberlake.
Awesome. And what is something you're passionate about?
I had a lot of different answers as I've shared on this call before, but honestly, right now, I could say what I am passionate about is living my best life every day, and some days that's different, and that's okay. Some days my best life is sitting in my pajamas, reading a book, drinking a coffee first thing. And some days it's slamming some amp hydrate and running a 10K. You just never know.
There you go. I love it. All right. So Miss Kathy Martinez has been living our shred lifestyle for a year. So what do you got for us, my friend?
What do I got for you? Wow. I feel like when I started shred, my life was completely different. I did not start for weight loss reasons, even though I had spent my entire adult life from the time I gave birth to my son, who is going to be 30 soon, until I started shred. I had spent my entire adult life being told and knowing, because it was obvious, that I was overweight, and being overweight was the cause of health issues in my life. So I would go to the doctor and I would be frustrated with all of these issues. And that's the answer that I would get. Dear, you are overweight. How about this low fat diet brochure? Oh, maybe you need another prescription added to your mix. It was a lot. And then I had a crazy back surgery in 2019, which I don't know, something about that surgery and not knowing what happened to myself that caused it, and then ending up in the ER and having parts of my spine removed. It just put me into this spin where I thought, this is my life. I'm not going to do any of the things I did before. Because at 40, at 260 pounds, I proved to myself that I could become a runner. And I did it because I wanted to. And it was something that I felt would help me and I would feel powerful from. So I did it. And then I had this surgery and I thought, my balance is off. I'm falling all the time. I'm walking with the cane, like all of the things. And then I had all of these mystery abdominal symptoms that started at the beginning of last year before I started shredding. And I just decided one day, I'm going to go to the doctor and I'm going to get all this stuff under control. I'm going to see this person, this person, this person, this person. And I became like mission oriented. I'm going to go see all these people and all this stuff is going to get fixed. And it didn't get fixed. And then Gina shared with me, I think this could be something that, may help you. And I went to my doctor, as you said, shred doesn't cure or prevent any diseases, nor does Isagenix. But for me personally, as someone who had spent decades seeing doctors for various inflammation, elevated blood pressure, low moods, like all of the things that impact every area of your life, going there and not getting answers became so frustrating that I lost hope. Like I thought, this is going to be my life. I'm going to go get more prescriptions. I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do. And then I did my first shred. And in that 11 days, I didn't have unlimited energy. I didn't do any exercise. I sat on my couch for 11 days. I couldn't pull off a cleanse day because I was so sick. I was in the community posting. I was texting Gina. I was doing whatever I could to get myself through that 11 days because I knew if I could get through that 11 days, there might be hope. And I mean, that's what's kept me going for the last year, because after that first 11 days, I had my printed, manual, and I'm like, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have that, but I'm gonna have it. And so I just kept going. And the community really made all the difference for me. I forged some beautiful relationships with people that when I struggled with things, it really just gave me the extra belief that I had for myself, that I needed to have for myself. It gave me their belief to carry on until I got my own. So
okay, you
that's
see, I
the
have
biggest part
goosebumps
for
again.
me. Oh, and I climbed the Manitou Incline, which was a thing that I promised myself I would do when I was 39 years old. I got about to the bailout. I chickened out because I was afraid of heights. And this time I said, I'm going to do it again. And I did it this year. So, and I'm going to repeat the feat in September because I was still afraid when I went this time.
Yeah, you
But I'm
are.
not going to be afraid when I go the next time. I'm going to go up there and do my thing.
You declared it when you were saying you are mission oriented, and you were going to doctor, and they didn't give it to you, but you were still missions oriented, my friend. Yeah. And damn it, you are going to get it done because you have been crushing everything for a year. Yeah. I want to go back to your first shred, and I want to talk about that because I remember that. and I remember how much you struggled. And I want to thank you for trusting the community and trusting what we have to share when you were struggling, and to share that we were here for you because we love you and we appreciate you. And it's hard to be that vulnerable and that open when you're struggling in such a open platform. But because of what the ER Shred community is, we have done everything we can to keep it safe for people to be vulnerable and share, so we can help them over those hurdles when they struggle. Because I don't think we would be having this same conversation right now if you didn't trust us then, and open and share with people that you did that. And I want to thank you for that, because that's not easy to do. But I also believe that you led the way for some others to share for us as well, so we could help more. Because I know that your story and how you shared it and how you've shown up has inspired so many others to step up and say, okay, I'm here for me.
Thank you for that. That makes
And I
me
know
real
there's
happy.
still times that those old mindsets come in and you realize it. And when you can get it out of your way, you do. And then when you realize you don't quite have it there yet, you come to us and we push you back up. Because that's what the community is.
Yeah. It's been amazing, because it started out, as physical things, but as I've traveled the journey for a year, it's become so much more than physical things. Like I've worked on a lot of my own mental health, struggles that I used to have, and just getting rid of the limiting beliefs that have been with me for so many years. So I feel like as I've continued, my journey has evolved. And as it evolved, new struggles came. But when the new struggles came, like you said, here was the community and I was there. I got over my physical stuff, and then all of a sudden my mental health went bonkers. I was frustrated with life, and I thought, now I feel better. Why am I frustrated? And it was a battle. And even today, I had a lot of things go on today, and I was thinking, here I am, and this crazy stuff went on. I'm gonna go on Become Alive call. Maybe I'll be a Debbie Downer. And I thought, no, I won't, because there's nothing to be Debbie Downer about. Life throws you bumps your way, and then you just, ride the wave the best you can. And if you go a little crazy, you don't stay there as long. So that's my motto.
So it went from physical to mental, and that's so much
Oh,
the
yeah.
mind-body connection as healing as a whole.
Mhm. Yeah.
ER Shred, elimination, reset. I also like to say empowered results, right?
Yeah.
That ER can take on multiple meanings, because that's, you, my friend, have become so empowered, and you show up and you let us know when you're struggling, you keep it real.
Oh,
And then you
yeah.
also let us know how you kick your own ass to get going.
Yeah, I do. It's sometimes you gotta.
And you know what? There's times where I'm like, ugh, this sucks. It's hot. It's humid. I don't want to do it. No. Kathy said she's got some stuff going on, and she said, suck it up, Buttercup. She took Jesse's words. She kicked her own ass. She got it done, and she felt better at the end, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you, those words, that suck it up, Buttercup, and Susan Rothman, who's in charge here, that stuff plays in my head when I am questioning. It's there, and I love it. It's my warrior weapons, as Tony said today. So I
Oh,
love them.
I know they're going to watch the replay and hear you say that. They are your warrior weapons with those catchphrases.
Oh, they are. They are. They're the
They are.
voices of power. When the negative voice starts chirping, I that's how I shut the negative off. I don't shut it up anymore. I just listen to it, and then I'm like, no, not really. But I actually wanted to share numbers, which I don't do. I don't usually measure anymore. And when I went to my doctor for my yearly physical, she just looked at me and she's like, "Wow, what happened to you?" And I was actually wearing my ER Shred shirt, and I was like, "Remember when I asked you about this? This is what happened to me." And she just laughed. But since I started, which this is huge for me because I struggled with my weight all my life. Like I chased numbers on scales. I did all these crazy ass diets and I never got results that actually did much for me. But since I started, 76 pounds gone. That's the weight of both of my grandchildren. So yay.
Oh,
And 101 and a quarter inches. 101 and a quarter inches. 10 and a quarter of that is off my waist alone. So there you go. Does it work if you're number oriented? Yes. But this girl is life oriented and I want to play with my grandkids and crawl on the floor and climb the incline and run 10K and do all the good things. So that's all.
101 inches.
That's
76 pounds.
Yeah.
The weight of both of your grandkids.
Yep.
So I have a challenge for you, Miss Kathy.
What's that?
The next time you're with those grandbabies, pick them up and try and walk with them. Because that's
Oh,
what
I know.
you used to do. That's what
Yep.
you used to do, and that was how you lived your life.
Oh, yeah.
And now you
Yeah.
can pick them up and you can put them down. Right?
Yep. Yep. I sure can. Yeah. I give my oldest granddaughter piggyback rides. So yeah, we're good.
Can we just talk about a warrior right here
Thank
with
you.
those swords? Suck it up, Buttercup. Who's in
Yep.
charge here, right?
Yep.
That's your swords. Kathy, I so appreciate you. Is there anything else on your heart you want to share with us tonight?
No, I just, for anyone who, is thinking about it or is in the midst of it and it gets hard, just realize, another Jessie thing, but you can do hard things. It's the shredder way and you got this. So that's all.
Thank you, Miss Kathy.
You're welcome.
All right, back from moving and family vacation, I want to kick it over to our Captain Caveman, Mr. Sean Escobar.
Hey, thank you. What a call.
Oh, goosebumps.
What an emotional call. It does make me feel emotional as well. It really does, because Kathy just nailed it. Does it spill over into life? Is it just numbers, or does it actually spill over into quality of life and into everything that we do? And that really does matter. Hey, Tony, you're out there, and your challenge that you spearheaded is coming to an end here. And I just wanted to see if you had anything right now that you wanted to say about any of these results you heard, because I know some of these participants are also in the challenge. So I just wanted to, you don't have to, but if you wanted the opportunity to just say a few words. I don't even know if you have audio set up. Oh. Well, we appreciate your challenge, and it's certainly been an inspiration for the participants here, and I just wanted to acknowledge that. A challenge can be incredibly motivating. And I remember this one time I did this Isabody challenge. You guys are all probably familiar with the Isabody challenge, right? And I did this 16-week challenge, and towards the end of it, I was pushing and I was pushing and I was pushing and I was pushing and I was pushing. And I remember when it concluded, I did my pictures, and I remember I had this feeling of accomplishment, and it did. It felt really, really good. And I just, the shares tonight, what it made me remember was that it's results that matter. Results are really all that matter. And do we have the ability to impact someone's life? Do we really genuinely have the ability to empower them? Well, what we heard tonight was 3 heroes who literally pushed back against everything that, everything in life that has set them back, everything in life that has confused them, everything in life that has, led them to where they were, and the results that they didn't want in life were present, and they pushed back. And I think that that empowerment piece, Heather, that you point out is so important, because yes, it is an elimination diet. Yes, it does have the ability to teach you to listen to your own body, to learn your own body's language, to learn to speak and converse with your body for the first time in your life, really. And that is the gift of ER Shred, is the empowerment to be able to interpret and to be able to learn intuitively, what should I do moving forward that actually serves me? All three people on this call and everybody probably watching this call, you guys, we just don't really have any idea how empowering this has been unless we have what? Contrast. Contrast is born of documentation. Every one of you that's come on here, you've essentially documented how bad things were and where you are now, or where you were, and how far you've come, and 6 months, a year, and it's a lifestyle. And so for me, and I know for Heather, the reason Heather is so giddy, the reason she's giddy, the reason we're all giddy, is because we know there's so much depth here. We know how it spills over into relationships. We know how it spills over into quality of life. We know how it spills over into our trades, professions, our occupation. We've seen this in our own lives. And what makes me personally emotional was that only 2 years ago, I suffered a very serious health crisis. And here I was this person who was supposed to be healthy, and I had access to the best products on earth. And I was suffering. And the worst part was I couldn't be vulnerable. I couldn't be vulnerable. I couldn't tell anybody because I was so damn embarrassed, because I knew better and I should know better. And what was wrong? Why wasn't it working? And that's why I'm so passionate about this particular protocol. Is it counterintuitive? Hell yes. Is it unorthodox? You're damn right it is. But if you haven't figured it out yet, we really care about people. And this community, this culture is not about a bunch of, self-seeking attention seekers. We are a bunch of people who actually have big hearts, and we give a damn about others. And we give a damn about a better quality of life and making a positive difference in the world. That's what matters. And guess what? It matters. The three people who shared tonight, you are all heroes. The people who shared with you are, in my opinion, superheroes. They're actually people that went outside of themselves, and they didn't have to. They didn't have to do that. So that would be my hope, is that we understand that, yes, ER Shred is an elimination diet. Yes, it has the ability to reset your body and get you to a baseline and help you learn intuitively where to go from there. It's a gift. The gift is contrast. The gift is perspective. And the culture in the community is what? It's pure, it's vulnerable, it's authentic, it's real, genuine. And how can we not share that?
Absolutely.
How can we not share?
Absolutely.
Sean, can you hear me?
Yep, we
Yeah,
got
hi,
you,
Tony.
Tony.
Oh, I'm back. Hi, Sean. Heather.
Hey, bud.
Hey, man. How are you?
Good.
Welcome back.
Thanks for coming on.
Welcome back. Oh no, been a pleasure hearing these stories. It's three of my favorite people right there. I adore the tribe. So
What would you say to them tonight after those shares, Tony?
just be proud of yourself. It's celebrate you. You deserve it. It's big. And to take on this shred life, it's life-changing. It's physical, it's emotional. Plus, I think, Kathy, you, Sarah, such a heartbeat of what we do. You motivate me every day. And it's sometimes not easy, but it's good to have this tribe. And hey, we have 2 more days after today to bring home the 25-day challenge. And Heather, thank you so much. You're such a champion, Sean, to really help support this amazing 80 people, what they're doing. Sarah, you're just kicking butt, girl. I'm so thrilled to hear your story, to see what you're doing with your life and how you're coming back from all the challenges. Simply amazing. So, like I said, this week, take some time to celebrate starting Saturday. You know, the 25-day ends on Friday. So,
And Saturday kicks off our next 11-day group
exactly.
shred.
You got it. You got
So
it.
that
So,
rolls us right into that.
you
Saturday,
got it. You got
July 30th is our next 11-day group ER shred. We are starting on Saturday in anticipation of those that want to go to Isagenix celebration. You'll have an 11-day shred before you get into your travel mode to get to celebration. Jesse, Susan, and I will be live Friday night to kick us off for that group shred, as we always love to do.
Nice.
And then if you are inviting people to shred with you and share the shred and pay it forward, join us tomorrow night on Zoom. Bob Sivright will be live with Rick and Natasha Whedon talking about sharing the shred and how to build your teams and support your teams and coach people through the amazing protocol that Sean and Crystal have brought to us and that we love and we appreciate. I want to thank you guys all for being here tonight. We are just at the top of the hour. I hope you guys have an amazing night. Finish out the week strong, finish out these 25 days and get ready to crush it once again. Have a great night, everybody.
Have a good one. I hope to see some of you at celebration.